welcome to another edition of Sticks and Stones. I am your host, Brent Elrod, coming to you from the cozy confines here on the patio at the No Shoes Bar and Grill, deep in the heart of the Republic of Texas. I have a great pairing lined up today. I am pairing a punch Fu Manchu with Glenmorangie, the original. I think you're going to enjoy it, so right after this, we are going to pop the cork, cut the stick, and get to toasting. I think most of you are familiar with the brand Punch. I was first introduced to it in Iraq back in 2003 while I was deployed, and I always try to keep 2 or 3 different Punch models from their brand in my humidor at any one time. This particular cigar is a Toro. It's 6 by 50 on the ring gauge. The filler is a blend of Dominican, Nicaraguan, and Mexican tobaccos. The binder is Indonesian, which is kind of new to me. And the wrapper is a sort of a two-toned Honduran with a long, thin pigtail that bends over the cigar and actually goes behind the band. Goes about halfway down the cigar. So that's another one of these little unusual peculiarities with this particular stick. Now, visually, this is kind of a roughly made stick, and that's on purpose. It is rather toothy. It's kind of a medium to dark brown. Like I said, it is two-toned. From above the band up to the cap is a much lighter brown than from the band down to the foot. There's minimal veining, and it does have a double cap. Now on the nose, I get earth and stables, maybe a little bit of nuttiness, and just a hint of floral sweetness in it as well. Let's go ahead and give this stick a cut and test out the cold draw. I am using my Cassetti dual cutter today, cutting a V-cut. It's got a very, very easy draw to it, not overly easy, but it's just real nice and smooth. I'm getting some baking spices, something along the lines of fresh bread, fresh baked bread. I hadn't even had a drink yet. And possibly just a hint of something along the lines of plums or raisins. And also, this stick is, like I said, it's kind of a rough construction, but it is just nice and has a little bit of sponge to it. I don't feel any hard spots in it. It's really a very well constructed cigar. Now, Glenmorangie. William Matheson began distilling Scotch at the current site back in 1843, even though alcoholic beverages had been brewed there since about 1703. So they had already been working on alcohol for 140 years before they started distilling Scotch for commercial use. Now this is their base spirit. It is a Highland Scotch. The mash bill is a blend of 100% malted barleys. It's aged for 10 years. It's 43% alcohol by volume, so 86 proof. Let's pour a little bit here. Went a little heavy on that pour. It's going to be a great afternoon. Now, visually, this is just a beautiful, beautiful, very light golden color. And I'm talking like the color of kind of a white wine. It's got really good legs, clings to the glass really, really well. I'll give it a swirl, and you can see the line where the spirit goes up to, just hangs in there. Now, on the nose, just this wonderful plethora of aromas coming together like oranges, vanilla, kind of a some florally notes. Just and I mean a very fine, fleeting hint of peat and smoke, but I mean it's almost undetectable. This is Glenmorangie it's a really great Scotch, and for this to be their base, I mean, you know, the rest are really good if this is where they start from. Now on the palate, I get oranges on the palate. Also maybe some apricot. There's more vanilla that was coming through on the nose. I get a little bit of oak, and as I said in the nose, there's just a very light hint of peat or smoke. And I think it's really probably more peat. I'm try another sip. It's really good. Yeah, this is an excellent Scotch for somebody that, I mean, it's really good for old hands as well, but this is a really good Scotch for people to start with. If you're just getting into trying Scotches, start here. Start at something like this, and then work your way up into the Lagavulins of the world. You know, you have to crawl before you can walk, and definitely Glenmorangie is one. And I don't mean, you could, if you drank enough of it, you'd definitely be crawling. But it's a great starter Scotch. It's got a really decent price point, and it's really, really good. All right, let's go ahead, fire up our stick, and see how these go together. Using my Rocky Patel Envoy 5-torch, as always. And for those of you that might be listening in that maybe you're just getting into cigars, when I first go to light that stick, I have my flame about 2 inches or so from the stick. And then once it gets toasted up, put it in my mouth, and then I will bring lower down closer to the base of the flame, but I will just kiss the outside of the flame against the stick. You don't want to get it too close and overdo it. You want your cigars you want them to be fully flavored, not overcome by how much fire you use to start it. So anyway. That's a really good stick. There is not a tremendous amount of smoke coming off the stick. I know sometimes I'll say, oh, it's just a great volume of smoke. This one seems to be a little light. But it's really good. Now, on the light, I pick up quite a bit of pepper, some baking spices, I think some dark fruits like plums and raisins, and there's just a hint of a kind of chocolatey sweetness. I'm going to try these together. It's a really good stick. Never had this one before. Oh yeah, those go together really well. The fruit and the sweetness from the stick are blending very well with the fruit and the vanilla in the glass. That little mild smoke or mild peat and possibly smoke from the Scotch is doing just enough to keep it grounded and not get too over into the fruits and florals. So that's a really nice anchor to kind of keep it from going off the rails. I'm going to go ahead and burn this down to the halfway mark, and then I will come back and give you an update. Hey Stoners, I am back, here at the halfway mark, things are going really nicely. The stick has added in some chocolate and cedar, and it's still a wonderful matchup with the Glenmorangie. I'm going to, I will say this, the burn has got a really big wave on both on the top and the bottom. Haven't really tried to touch it up yet, but I'll let you know at the end how it went. I'll go ahead and burn this down to the band, and I will come back and give you my final thoughts. Hey Stoners, I am back. This has been a really great pairing. In the last half, the stick added some citrus notes and a little bit of cream, which really made the last half really enjoyable. Also, the wave on the top and the bottom completely straightened out in the last half. The top continued to have a little bit of a dip in it, but it didn't affect the enjoyment of the stick. I really enjoyed this punch. I would give the punch Fu Manchu an 88 out of 100 matchsticks. It was really an enjoyable smoke that you will definitely like. The Glenmorangie 10, it's, as I said before, it's an excellent Scotch. I keep it on my shelf all the time. I would give it an 89 out of 100 Whiskey Stones. You should definitely try this pairing out, and I would recommend you keep both of these in your humidor and on your shelf. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. I appreciate you tuning in. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, blow all the whistles, all that kind of stuff. That way you know when I drop new content. I have some great things coming up and some different things on the horizon, so be sure to stay tuned. Until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold, and have a great day.